Picture this. You finally get the courage to ask your dad about his childhood, and all you hear is, "It was fine." It is not just you. It happens to thousands of sons and daughters reaching out to connect, but meeting resistance, silence, and feeling helpless about how to go beyond this feeling of disconnect. Now it seems like you hit a brick wall? Believe me, you are not alone. Here's what's really happening. Your parents have incredible stories locked away in their minds, but you're accidentally using the exact approach that makes them clam up. So why do your elderly parents keep secrets from you? In this video, we explore the reasons behind elderly parents hiding their past and what you can do to uncover the truth. From shame and embarrassment to fear of judgment, we dive into the emotional and psychological factors that lead seniors to keep their past experiences hidden. Whether it's a family secret, a past trauma, or a long-buried memory, let's uncover and understand the motivations behind your elderly parents' secrecy. So let's explore the psychology behind why elderly parents shut down when asked about their past. And more importantly, I will give you 5 conversation techniques that unlock even the most reserved parents. These methods are so effective that they work even with parents who say, "I don't have any interesting stories," or "Nobody wants to hear about that old stuff." When I realized this, everything shifted. I was asking for facts when I should have been creating a safe space for expressing feelings. Here's what most people don't understand. 72% of elderly adults want to share their stories, but don't know how to start. You see, the real psychological reasons why elderly parents stay silent is because they are being protective, cautious, and sometimes they're afraid their stories aren't valuable enough. They are not being stubborn, they are simply feeling overwhelmed. Let's start by understanding what's really happening in your parents' mind when you ask about their past. There are 4 psychological barriers that keep elderly parents from opening up. And once you understand this, everything changes. Barrier 1, the boring life belief. Your parents lived through the Great Depression, World War II, the Civil Rights Movement, the space race, but they think their personal story is boring because it was normal to them. They compare their quiet Tuesday in 1962 to the history books and think, "Who cares about my Tuesday?" Barrier 2, protective editing. Many elderly parents have experienced trauma, loss, or hardship that they've spent decades protecting their children from. They think, "Why burden them with my struggles?" So somehow, they have edited out the very stories that would help you understand their strength and resilience. Barrier 3, shame and regret. Every life has moments we are not proud of, decisions we regret, relationships that failed, opportunities we missed. Your parents might worry that sharing these stories will change how you see them. And barrier 4, emotional overwhelm. Some memories are so emotionally charged that your parents don't know how to share them without falling apart. They've kept these stories contained for so long that opening them feels scary. Here's what's beautiful about understanding these barriers. Each one gives us a roadmap for how to approach our parents differently. We're not trying to break down walls. We're looking for doors and opportunities to listen and connect. Now, before I share with you what works, let me show you the 5 conversation killers that are sabotaging your efforts right now. Killer number 1, the formal interview. "Dad, I want to record your life story." Boom. You've just turned a conversation into a performance. Your parents immediately feel pressure to be profound, organized, and worthy of recording. Killer number 2, the scheduled session. "Mom, let's sit down Sunday afternoon after lunch and talk about your past." Now it's an appointment, not a natural conversation. They have a week to worry about what they'll say and how they'll say it. Killer number 3, the generic questions. Tell me about your childhood is like asking someone to describe the color blue. It's too big, too vague, and your parents don't know where to start. Killer number 4, the fact checker. When your parent shares a story and you correct details or ask for exact dates, you've just told them their memory isn't good enough. Now their willingness to share has faded away. They feel undermined and likely will stop sharing to avoid being wrong. And killer number 5, the obvious recording. Nothing kills authenticity faster than pulling out your phone mid-conversation. Your parents go from sharing to performing, and the magic dies instantly. I touched on this in a previous video, as it is a common mistake that leaves some parents frustrated and confused. I put the link in the description for you to check it out. It has helped so many families already. If you recognize yourself in any of these, don't worry. We all do these things because we think we are being helpful, but now you know better, and you can adjust the conversation to achieve greater results. So, what actually works? I call it the story bridge technique, and it's based on making your parent feel safe, valued, and curious about their own memories. Here is my favorite first step. I suggest you start with objects, not questions. Find something that belongs to them, like an old photo, a piece of jewelry, or a tool from their workshop. Bring it to the conversation and calmly ask, "I've always wondered about this. I would love to know more about the story behind this. This looks so interesting." Now you're not interrogating them about their life. You're curious about an object's journey. For example, instead of, "Tell me about your job," try this. "Hey Dad, I found these old hard hats in your garage. I bet they have some stories." Watch how their eyes light up as they remember the construction site, the guys they worked with, the day they almost got hit by falling debris. For the second step, I use the "I wonder" approach. Instead of direct questions, express curiosity. "I wonder what it was like when you first moved to this neighborhood." Feels like a shared exploration, not an interview. Step 3, share something first. Volunteer a fact about you they may not know. Vulnerability creates vulnerability. "Hey Mom, I was having a tough day at work yesterday, and it made me think about your stories of working at the factory. How did you handle difficult days?" You've just modeled on emotional openness, which is such a powerful way to connect. And then step 4, follow their energy. If they light up talking about their first car, stay there. Don't rush to cover everything. One rich story is worth more than 20 surface-level facts. Let me give you a real example. Janet from Ohio tried for months to get her mother to talk about her childhood during the Great Depression. Nothing worked until Janet found her mother's old recipe box. She said, "Mom, would you be willing to teach me to make your famous apple pie, but the way your mother taught you?" For 3 hours, her mother shared stories about growing up on a dairy farm, making do with nothing, and the Sunday dinners that their family held together. This moment turned into such a beautiful memory Sarah can share with her own son, who loves to cook and aspires to go to culinary school. Now let me give you the specific conversation starters that bypass all those psychological barriers we talked about. Instead of, "What was your childhood like?" try these. What color always takes you back to your mother's kitchen? What sound do you miss from your childhood? What is something you did as a kid that kids today never get to experience? Instead of, "Tell me about your marriage," try these. What is one thing about Dad that still makes you smile after all these years together? What was your favorite little tradition you two had? What would you want your grandchildren to know about true love? And for the deeper stories, how about these? What is something you are proud of that no one ever asked you about? What piece of advice did someone give you that changed your life? What do you hope people remember about our family? Do you notice how all of these questions focus on feelings, senses, and personal meaning rather than facts and dates? They invite storytelling rather than reporting. Now, what happens when your parent shares something heavy? A story about loss, trauma, or regret? This is where most people panic and change the subject, but this is actually the most important moment. First of all, resist the urge to fix or minimize. Don't say "at least" or "you shouldn't feel that way." Instead, try "that sounds really difficult" or "thank you for trusting me with that." Acknowledge how difficult it must be to share. Secondly, validate their strength. "I can't imagine how you got through that," or "you were so young to handle something so big." By helping them see their own resilience, you support their effort. And then connect it to the present. "No wonder you're so good at helping others through tough times," or "I understand now why family is so important to you." Show them how their past shaped their gifts and how they chose to turn their hardship into strength. All right, here is a goal for you for this week, and I want you to commit to this right now. You are going to have one story bridge conversation with your parent using one of the conversation starters above. Here is what you're going to do. Step 1. Find one object that belongs to your parent, a photo, a piece of jewelry, anything with history. Step 2. Approach them when they're relaxed, not rushed. Step 3. Hold the object and say, "I've always been curious about this. I wonder the kind of memories this brings back to you." Step 4. Listen without interrupting, asking follow-up questions or correcting details. Step 5. End by saying, "Thank you for sharing that with me. I love learning about your life." Thanking them for showing vulnerability builds trust, and the next time they open up, they will continue to feel comfortable and happy to share their stories with you. Now write the word "commit" in the comment section below and let me know which prompt you used. I would love for you to report back. Drop a note below and tell me what object you chose and what story you discovered. Let's inspire each other with the treasures we uncover. If this video gave you some tools you need to finally connect with your parents' stories, make sure to like this video and share with friends and family members. Before you go, I want to leave you with this thought. Your elderly parents aren't just a source of family history. They're a living library of wisdom, resilience, and love. Every wrinkle on their face represents a story. Every photo in their album is a doorway to their heart. The techniques I shared today aren't just about getting information. They're about honoring the journey that brought you into existence. They're about seeing your parents as the complex, fascinating humans they've always been, not just as the people who raised you. If you want to know more about the exclusive family legacy system I put together, feel free to check it out by clicking on the link in the description below. Remember, your parents will not be here forever. Speaking with them about some of their past experiences may open wounds or create a sense of melancholy you may not expect. I encourage you to rewatch this video and notice what word resonated with you today. Was it apple pie, or dad, or even mom? Put it in the comment below and share with us what preserving family memories means to you and your family. At You Authenticize, we are here to support each other and allow our emotions to be expressed on our own terms. Remember, you are the only one who can limit yourself. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Share, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. In the meantime, I wish you all a fantastic day.